Sergeant America coming at you. Boom. Um, it was the War of the Trenches. Like most Americans, my history is probably a little weak when it comes to pre-World War II. By saying that, it was when I picked this up originally, I thought it would be more World War II. It's World War One. It is the battle generally between the French and the Germans of World War One. I had read a little bit about trench warfare, but we, glorify or um, do most of our movie focuses on World War II. There was uh, more technology, I guess, was probably the best way of saying it. The little things that sizzle and pop for a American movie goers. So to see about this one, I mean, no war is glamorous. All war is devastating, and this book really put it home for me. You know, it, being in the trenches, it was just horrifying. There was the rain, the 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 warfare of it. I mean, the being shelled constantly, having just a short distance between you and the enemy, so you're always being shot at. Even with this, I mean, it starts off with one character, and before you can even really get to learn his name, he's killed, and then that feeds into the next guy who is either looking for him or comes across him. And so it's, one French soldier after another until eventually it gets into one soldier decides to almost like he gets lost and decides to just hold out in a town that's been nearly destroyed, where he comes across a German soldier who's doing the exact same. And the German soldier says to him, if my people come, you'll be my prisoner. I'll take care of you. If your people come, I will be your prisoner, and you will take care of me. They strike this bargain, and no bargain goes well in war. I definitely would say that this is a read for those who are, into warfare, who are into history. Because, I mean, like I said, one thing after another informed me and entertained is probably the worst word for it, but it entertained me. It was a tough read because, like I said, it's one person after another who doesn't meet a very good end. Um, Seeing about how the people from India, the Indians were involved because they were a British colony, that the Vietnamese were involved because they were a French colony. Um, so there were all these people that were fighting the war that wasn't even their war, and how bad the people in the war treated them because they were just foreigners and they didn't even care for them. Um, and then especially as we Americans come into the war at the end, nobody liked us doughboys as we roll on in our tanks and fresh, clean uniforms, that were, have not been trotting through the mud. We have not been engulfed in this warfare until near the end. Um, it's just, it's tough to talk about too. I mean, it was just devastating to see, each character that, like I mentioned, as you start to get to know them or get to care about them, an untimely end or an unfortunate circumstance comes across them. So, if these are the topics you're looking for, if um, it was interesting. It is all in black and white. The art and story is by Jacques Taradi. I'm sure I just butchered it, of course, but I mean, this is a novel of French warfare, I guess would be the best way of saying it. Um, Kind of give you an idea on some of the artwork of it. So every once in a while, it's amazing that I pick up these things. I never estimate how much it's going to affect me. I did have to put it down several times because my warfare that I'm used to is this Captain America: The Chosen. Captain America is in a coma, but he's got some special ability of chemical that's in his brain, and he's reaching out using a mental ability basically to um, see if he can find, somebody to replace him. He's being deteriorated from inside by possibly the chemical that gave him all of his power. The government's unsure of it. So we follow him and a soldier in Iraq or Afghanistan. I believe it's Iraq. Um, and this is what I'm used to. I mean, the American story, the flag, you know, uh, a man in a costume or a soldier who's, has this colossal army. That when you come into something like this, it's more serious. I mean, it's more truthful. It's more. It, Sometimes I am at loss for words on something that is probably as important as what this is. So I won't make this video any longer what it needs to be. I would say that it was a war. It was the War of the Trenches. A very good, very serious read. I guess it's one of those things. Another one, hard covers that I got from the library. Captain America: The Chosen, also from the library. Um, totally different dynamics. Like I said, I often had to jump to Captain America, just take a break from this. I think it's a very good, very serious read. Uh, you know, Sometimes it's tough to digest. It's tough to know because, especially being an American, we've separated ourselves so much from war. Um, the Chosen, like I even said, it's half the world away. The War of the Trenches is an equal distance for in my mind because it's never at my doorstep. I'm not involved in it. And as I watch the news today and I see refugees fleeing from countries that are just being torn apart by their own people, by their own governments, um, maybe this will make me. It definitely does. It makes me think more of how blessed I am, or how lucky I am, or just how good I have it where I'm at. So I'm very thankful for all those who make my country what it is. I am definitely sending prayers out to anybody who is going through these wars. Uh, Tough reads. Maybe this will make more of a political video than anything I've ever done before. Uh, it's definitely not my fun and catchphrase kind of video otherwise, but for something a little more serious, it was The War of the Trenches. It was a very excellent read. I definitely say look out for it. It's superb. I guess I'm out.